Hi, I'm John Olson. Welcome to Next Stop, from a destination where agri-culinary tourism is thriving. Welcome to Central Oregon, where farm to table is much more than a phrase, it's a way of life, and the locals truly support each other. This episode culminates with a fabulous feast at local well-known chef Betty's home, but before that, we're going to take you to the sources of some of the food she'll be preparing. We'll visit an organic farm, a ranch, we'll talk gelato, we'll talk wine, spirits, and much more on this episode of Next Stop from Central Oregon. The fun starts now. We're at DD Ranch, and I'm happy to introduce Chef Betty and Jeff. Good to meet you guys.
Good to meet you.
I've been looking forward to meeting you because we're going to have a fabulous feast at your house, and this is one of our sources.
Yes, it is.
Tell us about your relationship.
Well, I've been coming to DD Ranch for about 6 years now. It was one of the very first stops on my culinary tour because I want to teach people about where their food comes from.
So I see so many different types of animals here. Run through the gamut.
Well, right now we're raising Polled Hereford, Red Angus, and we've got about 40 sheep in our flock, about 20 lamb and 15 ewes. And so that's our primary source of revenue. The rest of these animals that you see around here in the petting zoo and are mostly just ornaments.
Chef Betty, you talk about children and educating them. What sort of things do you educate them on a ranch?
All these animals have been raised with love and care, and they've only had one bad day.
One bad
And if they take that away, I think that they will all make better food choices for the rest of their lives. And if we can make an impact early on, then my job is done.
It's a great lesson. Now, you have a special relationship with the animals. You say they communicate with you. Tell us about that.
Well, I'd say of all of them, the pigs are the most communicative. They let me know first thing in the morning and every evening that they're happy to see me, that's for sure.
Those little babies are adorable over there.
Yeah.
How old are they?
Those guys are about a month old, the little piglets. And that's probably as cute as they'll ever get. I think they'll start...
All babies are cute, right?
Once they turn into teenagers, they are very difficult to contain, that's for sure.
So how does DD Ranch fit into our dinner?
We are actually going to get some lamb from them. We are going to make a lamb ragu.
Certainly our goal is to make sure that when the animals are going in for processing, they're going at the peak of their health. They're not limping in. And so part of that is getting out amongst them, and we interact with them quite often.
Chef Betty, I know you're very familiar with Primal Cuts Meat Market, a place you come a lot, so I'm going to let you take over the hosting duties of this segment. But tell us how it fits into tomorrow's dinner.
Well, Butcher Brian, the owner of Primal Cuts, procures all of his meat from the local farms and ranches in the area. So he not only purchases the animals, but he then breaks them down, and then he makes all of his sausages, his different charcuterie, and so forth. So we're going to go in and we're going to get the charcuterie for our appetizers tomorrow.
Sounds delicious.
Yep, absolutely.
I'll follow you.
Let's go. Hi, Brian.
How are you?
I'm good. So I
Good.
want to introduce you to John. This is
Hi,
my
John.
friend Butcher Brian,
Hey,
also
Brian.
known
Nice
as
to meet
Brian
you.
Tremaine, the owner of Primal Cuts Meat Market. We are going to get some charcuterie and some of Brian's pickles and mustards and also some cheese for our dinner tomorrow night.
Well, we have a few things over here. Our roulettes that we make that you're going to be getting, and pancetta, a couple things like that. So
Work your magic.
awesome.
Cotadilla cheese.
Cotadilla
So
cheese.
that's procured, that's made locally in Prineville. Jalapeno
Jalapeno beer mustard.
beer mustard.
Yep. So we're gonna go jump into the meat. What?
Okay,
would
so
you like?
what do you have?
Calabrese.
Okay.
See, it's pepperoni style. It's gonna be a little bit spicy, a little bit of acid to it. We've got the prosciutto, awesome prosciutto.
We'll have some of all of that. Brian makes all of his sausages here. He makes a great hot dog. That's my husband loves brats, so he makes all different types of brats. Then he has the beer section. It's called Growler Fills, and so he has all these different beers on taps. He has beer, local beer, as well as kombucha.
Love the old paper too. This reminds me when I was a kid. We used to go to the meat market. My grandparents would take me in. We'd get all the fresh meat.
Yeah. From the beginning, this has been like I wanted it to be the old-fashioned style meat market that you get that service. You get like half the people. If you stay here for over an hour, you'll hear us. Like 90% of the people walking in, we know their name.
That's awesome.
Yeah, definitely, it's great. That's my grandfather was in a grocery store. He was the meat guy. I remember going in and watching him cut meat when I was a kid and different things like that. And so then it's kind of skipped generations until me, and so kind of just brought it back.
We're at Oregon Spirit Distillers for a little mixology 101.
Distilling is a great opportunity for us to take local grown agriculture and turn it into a great commodity. And years ago, we started just by experimenting with wheat and rye and malted barley and corn and making whiskey out of it. And it turned into a career. 6 years ago, we started this fantastic business, and it allows us to accent what is naturally around us.
That's a family business too. You've even named some of the liquors after your brothers, uncles.
My brother gave us the early seed money. His name is C.W. Irwin, to get us founded. C.W. Irwin is
appropriate.
It is bourbon. And then my grandfather, so Otis Weber Wheat Whiskey, is our second whiskey that we released.
So you guys also make vodka and gin and absinthe?
Yes, absolutely. We make two different gins. We make a dry gin called Scribbles, and Merrylegs is a ancient style of gin. It's a Geneva style gin. So in distilling, you take grain and we grind it into a flour. And in the case of bourbon, it's mostly corn. It's got some wheat and rye and barley in it as well. As we heat it, alcohol rises up through this column. It's a vapor. It crosses over, and then using cool water, we chill it again. And then we're gonna barrel it, and we're gonna let it sit for 4 years.
Let's check it out. I love the barrel rooms. It smells good in here.
Smells fantastic. So this is our barrel room. This is 350 barrels that we've produced over the last 4 years. Here, the alcohol will live for 4 years. and during that time, the alcohol is going to extract flavor from the wood.
I noticed the happy birthday
Yeah.
slide. What's that all about?
I gave that to my daughter, and when she turns 21 in 10 years, she will be allowed, that is her very own barrel of rye whiskey.
So Chef Betty has told me that she wants you to make some crazy cocktail with gin or vodka for the dinner. Do you have something in mind?
I think we're going to do something with the Mary Legs Geneva gin.
So now we make the magic.
This is a fantastic cocktail. It's called the Mary Berry, and we've got an Oregon-grown strawberry and fresh basil, and we're going to muddle it. We're going to add our Mary Legs Geneva, which is ancient-style gin. We're going to give it a quick shake.
As only a pro can do.
It's a fantastic fall cocktail.
Perfect.
Cheers.
Delicious. So what's up with the Pringles poster on the wall over there?
Thank you for asking. So my father worked for Procter & Gamble in the late 60s and early 70s when I was born. So we have encased in resin the first Pringle off the line.
That is awesome. I'm so glad I asked.
Richard Irwin in 1967.
It's awesome. Awesome drinks, great story. Great to meet you.
I'm so glad
Thanks,
you came,
Brian.
John. Thank you.
Chef Betty joins us once again, and today we're at Rain Shadow Organics, located between Sisters and Redmond, Oregon. It's a busy time here. It's the harvest. Certainly, I know this is a very busy time of year for you guys, so thank you for having us today.
Yeah, you're welcome. Thanks
What's
for
going
coming.
on here? What's happening?
Well, we're harvesting. It's September and we've got a full array of vegetables, and it's taking several days to get through all of our orders and getting everything out of the field.
I notice there's no big fancy machinery. You guys are like going old school. You're picking by hand. This is just
Yeah.
like salt of the earth.
Yeah, everything is by hand. Everything is sorted by hand, washed by hand, packed, and delivered all by hand.
How many different things are you growing here? I see so many different aisles, and everything has a meaning, Chef Betty tells me.
So we grow about 48 different kinds of vegetables and about 250 varieties of those vegetables.
Now, Chef Betty, you're all about educating children. When you bring kids here, what do you teach them?
Well, we teach them about really what Sara Lee does and to show them how vegetables are grown and raised, and the fact that she has different types of animals here on the farm and what the animal's purpose is. And some children, some adults have never seen a live turkey.
I saw some big turkeys down there.
Yeah.
Let's go check them out.
Okay.
Look at the feathers.
Yeah.
Are they showing off?
Definitely. Those are the males. Anybody who's got their feathers out is a male. They spend most of their time gobbling and showing off. And I don't know when they get their eating done. It's like, how do you even grow? All you do is strut. Gobble, 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 gobble.
So I notice you have greenhouses around the property. Mm-hmm. And other things are growing outside. What's the purpose?
So things that are sensitive to frost, basil, all of our squash, winter squash, summer squash, tomatillos, ground cherries, eggplants, tomatoes.
And you're going to be feeding us on Wednesday night.
Yeah.
What are we going to have from here?
We're going to have some of her greens and her tomatoes. We're going to take some of her wheat that she's milled into flour.
So Chef Betty, we're going to work with some of this lettuce on Wednesday night.
You bet.
What are we going to do with it?
So we're going to make it into a really nice salad with house-made vinaigrette.
So you mentioned tomatoes.
Oh yeah.
Happen to be my favorite.
Well, we'll head that way.
Heaven. This is heaven.
Yep.
Cherry tomatoes. My favorite.
Very cool. They're super sweet.
It's like candy.
Yeah.
So Sara Lee, what's new with Rain Shadow Organic? What's coming up?
Well, we're finishing one season and starting the next, and this winter we're really excited about building a commercial kitchen and farm stand on the property so that we can actually be open to the public and have people come and see where their food comes from and actually get their food here on the farm.
Thanks for having us.
Yeah, thank you.
We're at Marigus Winery and our timing is great. It's the annual Grape Stomp. Today's event was a blast. Tell us about your annual Grape Stomp.
You know, we started this 6 years ago. It's kind of neat because my father and my uncle both did this when they were kids for commercial wine production.
And you got live music going on. All
We
the
do.
locals come out. The stomping is old school stomping. They're actually in the bucket stomping the grapes. The competition was stiff.
Yeah, it was.
But let's taste your wine.
You got it.
I love wines.
So I'm going to start with, let's start with this bottle right here, which is a Malbec. We barrel age all of our wine. So that one, in fact, is sourced from a 14-acre vineyard just south of us.
It's delicious. I love it.
If you like really, really big reds, this is as big as you can make a Zin. We allowed a lot of raisioning on the vine, which contributes to the flavor, making it jammy. And it's also going to be very intensive flavor. 4.5 years in the barrel.
It's really nice.
Thank you.
They're really good.
Thank you.
I was surprised to find wineries in Central Oregon. I mean, you think of the Willamette Valley in Oregon, but it's
Yes.
surprising. What's it like to live in Central Oregon?
Oh, it's amazing. I almost
place
said
to
it
raise
rocks
kids, right?
because there's Smith Rock right behind us.
Yeah, your location is awesome.
Yeah, thank
One of
you.
the 7 wonders of Oregon. This is one of the, we'll call this the 8th wonder of Oregon.
Okay, I'll take it. Yeah.
Every great dinner ends with a scrumptious dessert. On tonight's menu, Bonta Gelato. What are we doing here, Julie?
We are going to dump this base into the batch freezer, and this is a vanilla bourbon pecan. All right, so this is just going to go straight in the machine. Difference between gelato and ice cream. Main difference is gelato is made mostly with milk. I can't actually legally call it ice cream because it doesn't meet the minimum butterfat requirement to call it ice cream. So it has about 6% butterfat.
But people love your gelato. That's why we're here.
Yeah, we just opened a retail shop this spring, and so that we originally started doing wholesale, supplying to grocery chains, restaurants in the area, and then this last year we just opened our retail shop. So that has really kind of spurred the other parts of our business as well. First, I'm just going to get the product out of the machine, and then I'll show you the folding process. But we'll get the majority of it out. So what we're gonna do now, fold in pecans. Kind of uniform distribution.
That looks yummy.
It is. You wanna try it?
I do.
Yeah, go for it.
So this is dessert.
This is dessert. Dessert is served.
Oh my. The guests are in for a treat. It's the main event, a feast at Chef Betty's home, bringing together all the local ingredients we featured this week. From farm to Chef Betty's table, we go. Thank you so much for having us in your home tonight.
My pleasure.
It's been such fun working with you this week, but we haven't talked about the well-traveled fork.
Okay, let's.
Tell us about it.
Well, I am originally from Southern California, where I was a caterer for several decades. And in the last few years I was there, I taught an after-school cooking class to elementary school children. And these children thought that lettuce came in a bag, that chickens had nuggets, and that pasta came in a box. And I really wanted people to understand the source of their food, that vegetables grow in the ground, that somebody raises with care a pig and a steer to turn into our dinner. And from that came our cooking classes, because people didn't know what to do with grass-fed meat. And I think what I'm most proud of now is that we run 6 different culinary camps for children during the summer.
That's wonderful.
Yep, so it's all about teaching people about local food and the source of their food, and then what to do with
it. So you and Jeff built this house?
Yes.
Is this like your dream kitchen?
I put in just about everything I wanted, so yeah.
Ladies, eat your heart out. No, this is beautiful.
Thank you.
But one thing that kind of pops out to me is the 1920 oven over there.
Yeah, so that is 1920 Wedgwood. It was my sister-in-law's.
Well, everything smells amazing. Run through the dinner again real quick.
So we are going to start with a charcuterie plate. So we purchased all of that from Butcher Brian yesterday at Primal Cuts. And then we're going to have a lamb bolognese and with pasta. And so we got the ground lamb from DD Ranch. We're also going to have a beautiful salad where I got all the greens and the tomatoes from Sarah Lee at Rain Shadow Organics. And then our dessert is going to be some wonderful, wonderful Bonta Gelato.
I helped a little bit with that, just so you know.
And of course, our spirits is going to be a wonderful cocktail from Oregon Spirit Distillers. And our wine tonight is from our friends Doug and Gina Marigus at Marigus Wineries.
Thanks so much for joining us on Next Stop from Central Oregon, where agri-culinary tourism is alive and well. I don't think I've ever been to a destination anywhere in the world where the local community supports each other so much. It's pretty awesome. Thanks also to this show's sponsor, the Central Oregon Visitors Association and Alaska Airlines. Next stop. Where will we take you next? Make good memories, everybody.
Come on. Go home and tell your kids that, Switch.
I made turkeys talk.
I know.
Welcome to another edition of Awkward Moments in the Kitchen with Julie.
Excellent.
Sorry.
No, it's all good. It's all good.
No, I'm kidding.
Lots of awkward moments in my world.